Alrighty, day number 2 of the 30-day vinyl challenge. If you missed the first video, here's the record from the first day. Just go ahead and click on it. Click the link, and you'll see the first video. So far so good. 2 days, been out of the record stores, and kind of getting some conversation going. I'm excited about it. I learned a couple of things about the album. A lot of people had told me, I had mentioned that, George Harrison's sound, apparently he didn't play the solo on Taxman. I always was under the impression that he did. Actually, it was Paul. So there you go. Great conversation going on. And this weekend too is like Labor Day weekend here in the States, so pretty much everybody has cookouts and things like that. So we had a cookout last night, and we were talking to our friends about the 30-day challenge, and I was talking about Revolver specifically, and I think maybe it was Sam, I don't know, I think it was maybe Sam that said it, that I had the record like sitting out because I was listening to it, and I don't know, just for purposes of the story, we will say it was her. So she said that she had never seen the back of the record before until I had it sitting out. She's like, I've always seen, the cover for T-shirts, and of course, people have, she's seen it digitally on iPods and things like that, but she never actually saw the back of the record, and it was mind-blowing. So there you go. There's a reason why the vinyl is, the way that it is, how awesome it is. People don't even know what the back of the record looks like. They only know what the front of the record looks like. So, good stuff nonetheless. So, what we'll do is the record I want to talk about today. This is another one of my favorites. Huge one in my collection, I think. Been listening to it for quite a while. This is Blood, Sweat, and Tears' first album. This is the only one to feature Al Kooper. It's called Child is the Father of Man, I believe. Child is father to the man, I'm sorry. And now looking at this, man, I need to get a better copy of this. It is a sort of the ringware, but I'll have to wait another 28 days before I can do that. This is an awesome album. I've been a fan of it for quite a while. I actually had it before. Kind of one of those records I got rid of, and now they're back in the collection. Of course, this is not really a good copy. That ringware is pretty intense. But it's sort of, I wouldn't say that it's kind of like the Blood, Sweat, and Tears everybody else knows. And to be honest with you, don't buy those records. Don't buy any. If you're going to buy a Blood, Sweat, and Tears album, buy this one. And maybe the second one, but don't buy any of the other ones because they're garbage. I am not a big fan of Chicago. I don't own any Chicago records or anything like that. So horn bands, in a way, they kind of turn me off. I don't really, the jazzy pop sound. I'm not really a big fan of it, but it works here. It works here, and kind of Al Kooper and Mike Bloomfield both had talked about, hey, we're going to make a band with horns. They wanted to do that. And of course, Mike Bloomfield did Electric Flag, and Al Kooper did Blood, Sweat, and Tears. And a lot of people always talk about, too, they're like, oh, man, this first album is so great. And, I've read a lot of reviews about it, and like, critics and stuff, they're like, oh, man, so great. Like, just think what would have happened if Al Kooper would have stayed in the band and all that. And, there's kind of two things that kind of, I can debunk that right now. Al Kooper was actually kicked out of Blood, Sweat, and Tears by the rest of Blood, Sweat, and Tears. And I think his solo career kind of speaks for itself. He's a very eclectic musician. He always seems to put a lot of styles on records, which really happens here. There's a lot of cover songs. There's a Harry Nilsson song, Without Her, and but just it's really cool. It's a really good album. Megan's Gypsy Eyes, I think, is really cool. It kind of has the guy singing through a Leslie, so his voice is kind of, it's like I really don't know how to describe what it sounds like. And also, I Love You More Than You'll Ever Know, My Days Are Numbered, so good. I Can't Quit Her, Something Going On. Some of these are like just huge, kind of jams. Like, let me see which one it is here. It must be I Love You More Than You'll Ever Know. It's been a while, like to actually remember which songs are which. They all kind of sound the same to me in a way. Or maybe it's Something Going On. There's just, oh man, the guitar work on that is really good. I definitely know that I Love You More Than You Ever Know. It just has this really awesome guitar sound. I would say I'm probably somebody's gonna probably correct me, but it's just kind of that Les Paul sound that just just that really creamy sound. So good. But I've been a fan of this album for a really long time, and I think it's another one of those ones that I think it belongs in everybody's collection. I mean, if you listen to any of the later Chicago albums, or you listen to any of the other Blood, Sweat and Tears album, and you don't have this one, I think this is where sort of it all started, and I wouldn't say it's a pretty easy record to come by. I mean, you'll see it now and again. I see it now and again. But it's definitely worth seeking out if you've never heard it. And the cover, hands down, has to be one of the creepiest covers I've ever seen in my entire life. I mean, that is so weird. Isn't that just freaky out? Well, it sure does for me. So I don't know. This is another one of those, and I think it's an essential. I think it's important in music history in general. Definitely worth seeking out. So. Thanks again for watching. This has been day number 2, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye now.